This is Aditya Khemka from InCred AMC. I am the fund manager for Healthcare PMS. Fund performance of the Healthcare PMS over the past few months. But as of 3rd December 2021, we have a negative alpha of 1.5% since inception. What changed for the fund in the last 3 to 4 months was two things. Primarily, one, the API stocks and the branded generic stocks have seen a significant correction in prices, even though we haven't seen a severe cut in earnings for FY23 and 24. Two, we have seen an across the market correction in small and mid cap stocks, and as you may be aware, a majority of these API branded generic companies tend to be small and mid caps and not large caps because they are not presented in US, which is the large scale pharma business. So how do we see this? We see the temporary disruption as being extrapolated by the broader market, which has resulted in a very severe correction in stock prices and has resulted in erosion of alpha for the fund over the last 3 to 4 months. Now, if you look at this analysis and the chart, what you see is while we have lost about 6% alpha due to API, we have also lost about 7.5% alpha in branded generics in terms of contribution. And that has resulted in a severe correction in the NAV of the product. The NAV of the product reached about 13 rupees sometime in mid-August. Today the NAV is around 11.2, 11.3. So this 17% correction is largely driven by the API in the branded generics. API companies are now telling us, the managements are telling us that the prices for the API stocks, for the API products will go up in the next 3 to 6 months as the contracts for the customers come up for renewal, and the prices will be increased. At the same time, we are seeing that the freight cost from China has come down, the thermal power in China has come down, the cost of thermal power, and therefore maybe Chinese manufacturers themselves will reduce price of KSM for API stocks. For the branded generic companies, while they anticipate API companies to increase end product prices for them, they also believe that starting 1Q FY23, they will be able to take price increases in their end product to the customers, which will result in higher selling prices and therefore pass on of the margin pressure that they will experience in 3Q and 4Q to the customer. So these are the two reasons why we believe that while these stocks have severely corrected in the past 3 to 4 months, these corrections are not structural. The issue in earnings is not structural. The disruption is extremely temporary in nature, at most 3 to 6 months, and these stocks will see a significant improvement in earnings beginning 1Q FY23 for branded generics and beginning 4Q FY22 for API stocks. Now, if you look at the makeup of our healthcare PMS, you will see we are extremely bullish on the branded generic space and the API space. While we have 47% weight in the branded generic space as a total of our healthcare PMS weightage, we have about 23% in the API space. So this 70% of our product has currently been impacted as investors are taking a very near-term myopic view on what the next quarter for these earnings could be. And to me, that is an opportunity to make this 70% even higher because we are getting a better quality business, a more secular cash flow at a cheaper valuation as we look forward. So the margin pressures, as we discussed, will come off. As you can see in this chart, the Baltic Dry Index is down about 30% from the peak. Coal prices in China are down 40% from the peak. And this is not the first time Chinese raw material prices have gone up. So historically, Chinese raw material prices have impacted the profitability of API companies time and again. But if you see, the 2Q FY22 EBITDA margin for majority of these companies was actually one of the lowest that they have ever reported, which basically signals, if not the bottom, then very close to the bottom earnings for these companies. And as they pass on these price increases to their customers, as the prices of the KSMs themselves cool off, you will see a revival in margins, you will see a revival in ROCs, and obviously these companies have not even stopped their capex projects, they have actually increased their capex programs, which tells you that they have a very good visibility on the order book. So we expect the API companies to perform better. If you look at the stock prices which have fallen in the past 3 to 4 months, right, we have seen the larger caps fall far lesser, and we have seen small and mid caps fall far more even within the pharma space. Now, to me, that seems to be more of a function of liquidity chasing the stocks rather than the fundamentals of the stock or the cash flow. Our understanding is that the large cap pharma companies, a majority of them are overly dependent on unbranded generics to create cash flow, to create margins. Now, when a raw material price pressure comes, It is far more difficult in our view to pass on that in an unbranded generic business because you do not have brand loyalty, you do not have loyal customers. Your customer is loyal to the price point, and if you increase prices, your customer will move on to the next manufacturer. Whereas branded generic companies, which are small and mid caps, are actually have a more loyal customer base, and they will be able to increase prices because the customer sticks to the brand. However, when we see the price correction, it is faster in API in branded generic and APIs, which can actually pass on the cost pressure, and it is lesser in unbranded generics, which is actually will probably not be able to pass on as much. So this too again is an opportunity for a fund like us to add more weight to our conviction and create more alpha to the benchmark, because we are not benchmark hugging. We chase the quality of the cash flow. We do not chase the quantum, and we continue to follow the philosophy. Lastly, if I talk about the valuations of the sector, we continue to see that the valuations are close to the 10-year average. The ROE of the sector is close to the 10-year average. The average weight of the sector across various indices is at the 10-year average. None of these indices, all four of which you can look at, none of these measures are telling us that the sector is overheated. In fact, if anything, they're telling us that the sector is slightly cheaper than what it has been in the past, and therefore it is a good entry point for investors. To conclude this presentation, I'll conclude it in 4 points. Firstly, we believe that the strong correction in stock prices we have seen in small and mid-cap healthcare stocks, mostly they are branded generic and API companies. This is definitely an extrapolation of a disruption which is near term, 3 to 6 months or 9 months, depending on company to company. And these pressures will be elevated as the margin pressures are passed on to the customers via contracts or via higher prices of the material in the market, and various other measures that these companies can take, or actually the price of the raw material can fall from China because their factors of production are becoming cheaper as we speak. Secondly, there is no fundamental or structural change in these businesses. These businesses are continuing to maintain their capex guidance. Branded generic continues to be a very moated, very brand loyal business, high barrier to entry business, where it's not easy to break even in the first 5 to 6 years of operations. There is a good opportunity for us to add more stocks. We are finding the same stocks, higher quality businesses at cheaper valuations, lower prices than we were getting them 3 months, 4 months, 2 months back. So there is no reason for us to not add more. It is a great opportunity to add more. Last question which I often get asked by investors is, should we add in a lump sum or should we do an STP? My answer generally to that puzzle is always your risk appetite decides whether you do a lump sum or an STP. If you're an investor who doesn't mind doing a lump sum, do a lump sum today. If the fund or the stocks fall another 5%, add more. That's the advice. Or if you're someone who just has a definite sum to allocate to this product and would want to allocate it and will not add more in case the fund falls more, it's better for you to go for an STP for 3 to 4 months, as we have that vehicle ready for you. So these are my key takeaways for the past quarter or so. We'll be happy to engage with investors. If you have more queries, please do contact us and do let us know what you feel about this. Thank you.